Hello, YouTube. Welcome, welcome. Let's see if we can get this a little bit up a little more. There we go. There we go. Hi, everybody. Hello. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Just trying to adjust the camera a little bit. Hi. Welcome to this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. This Libra full moon we have with us today. It's building, but it's here and it's coming. And this is a wonderful opportunity for us creatives to really sit with this energy and soak it all in and soak up what's coming next for us. If you didn't have an opportunity to look at the journal prompts that we're going to go through today, they are up on Instagram and in the YouTube community. So wherever you're watching, but don't worry if you don't have them. I'm going to go through them. We're going to go through them together. And we're going to make the most of this Libra full moon. So welcome, and thank you all for being here. Thank you for making time for yourself today, making time for your creative spirit to rejuvenate it and reconnect with this creative community and the people in your life and that you haven't even met yet, but that love you and want to see you succeed, want to see you enjoy. And that's what I really feel like this Libra, this Venetian energy is calling us all to do, is to really embrace more joy, more love, more abundance into our lives and really recalibrate our GPS systems towards that direction. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So why do we talk about moons here at Awakened Creators? What the heck does moons have to do with being creative? Well, our creativity moves, that energy moves in cycles itself. It comes up and we feel this rush of energy and we're pushing outward and we're manifesting that which we wish to create. And then inevitably after that outward push, there's a return inward, a introspection, a contemplation. Maybe you go back out to nature. Maybe you restore yourself in some kind of way. And then once you feel that inspiration again, you push back outward. So creative energy naturally moves in cycles, and so then does the moon. And if we can pay attention to these lunar archetypes that are coming up into our awareness, we can really see a lot of massive growth along our creative journeys by taking advantage of that energy that's available to us and not just taking it for granted as, oh, it's a full moon, how pretty, but actually anchoring into those archetypes that are coming up for us at this time. So what is a full moon? A full moon is when the sun and the moon are opposing each other. The sun, our soul, our inner sense of being, our hearts, is looking at and shining a light on the moon, our emotions, the depth of our subconscious, the things that are beneath the surface for us and yet so tender for us. And it is illuminating those things at this time. And what is this moon illuminating? It's illuminating, revealing, bringing to the forefront Libra energy, the archetype of Venus, which is what? Libra is an air sign. It's a little bit intellectual. Most people know it as a sign of balance, right? It has the scales. But what are those scales measuring? How are those scales measuring? It's measuring via sensitivity. So you may be feeling very sensitive to things that are in or out of balance in your life. It's all about relationships, not just romantic relationships, but we are in relationship to everything in our lives. We are in relationship to our creative expression. We are in relationship to our creative community, to the people in our lives who support or perhaps don't support what it is that we wish to do. Venus is also the sign of the Empress. It's abundance. It's nurturing. It's that Mother Earth goddess who's always bringing forth the fruits and opening up and receiving. So we're going to talk about some of these themes today and investigate them via these journal prompts. And I really would love it if you all would participate along with me. Share if you feel willing and called to share in the chat what's coming up for you. And as I'm talking about this Libra archetype, I'm already curious, like, where are you seeing these themes present in your life right now? Where are you seeing calls to balance? Where are you seeing relationship being highlighted in your life? Where are you seeing a need to maybe open up more to receive being called into your life? So give some thought to that. And if you're willing to share, you can. Oh, another important aspect to this that I wanted to bring up today, and I don't usually get too much into all the more detailed astrology when we do these, just try to focus on the lunar archetype. But today is also a very powerful day because the sun is conjuncting Chiron, which is the wounded healer. And so the sun and that inner healer are coming together on this day. And I feel really giving you an opportunity to heal some things that have been hanging around for a very long time that you're really just ready to let go of so that you can continue ascending on your creative journey and just let those old stories fall away so you can become the fullness of yourself. So that inclusion of that Chiron energy is actually really influential in the energy of this moon. And not to mention that Jupiter is very closely in the mix as well. It's not an exact conjunction, but it's within an orb for sure. So it's expansion and growing in our faith and belief in what's possible for us. So very excited about this full moon, and I hope you are too. So before we jump in, and I'm just going to check in on YouTube, make sure. Okay. So before we jump in, let's center ourselves. Let's take a moment to be here right now. So wherever you are, and however it's possible for you, maybe you're sitting, maybe you can place your feet flat on the ground. Maybe you can get yourself into a little bit more of a comfortable position. Just start to kind of take some nice calming breaths, nice and slow. Inhaling into your belly and just let it out. And again, grant yourself permission to be here, giving yourself some gratitude for making the time to be here. Take another deep inhale into your belly. Hold it at the top and release. We're going to do one more. And as you inhale into the belly, nice and big, I want you to try to expand just a little bit more and bring it up into your heart and then release. Okay, so big, deep inhale into the belly. Here we go. And when you feel like you can't inhale anymore, do a little bit more, expanding up into your heart space. Holding it and release. And I'm so proud of you for being here. I just want to make sure that you know that, and that your creativity matters and is an important part of who you are as a soul. And by being here, you are very clearly telling the universe that you know this, you honor this about yourself, and you are ready to expand and grow along your creative journeys. All right, so let's get started. So with these full moons, what I like to do, in addition to exploring these journal prompts together, I also want to tune in and ask Spirit for guidance, utilizing the tarot, because these archetypes really can teach us a lot about ourselves and give us deeper insight into how we can make the most of this energy. So before I start pulling on cards and getting into these journal prompts, you might want to make sure you have your journal and a pen nearby. But I also want to open this space and create a safe space for us to do this energetic work. So I just want to ask Spirit, I want to ask my guides, I want to ask all the beings of the highest love and light vibrations that are here with us on our creative journeys and guiding this Awakened Creators community to be here now, to thank you for your assistance, your service, your love, your support. And we ask you to cast a circle of protection around each and every one of us, both present and future. And we ask that the messages that come through be of the highest and greatest good for all, and that clarity is provided for us in this Libra full moon, and that whatever issues are on our hearts, whatever things that we are dealing with in our lives, things that we're ready to heal with this Chiron energy and let go, things that we are ready to open up to with this Venusian energy and receive, that those things become illuminated and clear for us, so that at the end of this session today, we feel like we are ready and raring to go, taking the next steps along our journey through this next astrological year. Thank you, and so it is. All right. So the first theme of this moon that I want to talk about is this idea of imbalance and adjustment. So Libra is usually, first and foremost, people think of Libra, they think of the scales, they think of balance. But what I want to highlight here is the idea of sensitivity, because that's really what these scales are representing, a sensitivity. And a lot of times people who are very creative also tend to be pretty sensitive. We can pick up on emotions, small imbalances in emotions, our own emotions, we really feel them quite strongly. And these sensitivities are a gift and give us an opportunity to interpret our lived experience maybe a little bit more deeply. And that strengthens our ability to communicate it back outwards as we are, creating art. So the first thing that might be coming up for you in the light of this full moon is maybe you're noticing imbalances. Okay. Places where you still need to make some adjustments. And because Libra is an air sign, it may have to do a lot with your mindset. Old mindsets that you're still maybe a little bit clinging on to and going on repeat in the back of your mind, but that you have moved beyond to the point where you can see them for what they are and you realize, okay, now is the time to really set that to the side. So this first journal prompt is really asking you all about that, where you're noticing imbalances still in response to creative challenges. And I would love for you to share in the chat what's coming up for you here. And maybe you want to journal a little bit about it first and then share. Where do you notice imbalances in your response to creative challenges? So, for me personally, I feel this energy coming through the most with regard to needing maybe a little bit more help with certain creative projects that I am inspired to do, but perhaps there's still some mindsets about working with other people or asking other people to help me that are, it's not, it's still putting too much weight on my shoulders. It's not balanced. It's not allowing me to work in a balanced way. So as you reflect on where you're noticing imbalances in response to creative challenges, or maybe something, to do with a particular project that you're working on right now, I'm going to start shuffling the tarot, and I'm going to ask for Spirit to give us some guidance as far as making the appropriate adjustments to these imbalances. How can we readjust and come into greater balance along our creative journeys? Ooh, just one card, please. Thank you. Of course. My shuffling feels a little rusty. That's all right. I'll get it together. Let me make sure everybody can see that. Four of Swords. All right. Four of Swords. So, in order to make the appropriate adjustments, Spirit's very clearly saying we need to go within. We need to take a step back. We need to take an objective look at what's going on. If you notice in this card, there's 3 swords on the wall and 1 underneath the figure. The 3 swords on the wall do represent the 3 of Swords. That is our memory, our thoughts and experiences related to heartbreak, disappointment, the things that have gone wrong in the past, hurtful words that were said to us. And so I think Spirit is asking us to, put those to the side and really come to know our truth instead of reacting from this space. Dancing Warrior Goddess says, my old mindset is that I have to practice before I share my art and creativity. My new mindset is that I share my journey and growth along the way. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful example, right? Of maybe some old mindsets related to, I feel like I can relate to this in the past, like maybe not having practiced as much and getting embarrassed or feeling like things didn't go the way that you wanted to. And Spirit's saying, rather than take those old things that happened and making that our truth, we can claim a new truth, which you said, your new mindset, that you share your journey and growth along the way. That every step and stumble gets to be valuable, gets to be a part of the journey. And I think that's really going to support you in recalibrating with the balance, right? Otherwise, we may spend too much time practicing and trying to become the artist that we, or, dancer or whatever that we think we should be, and putting all of that weight on one side of the scale and not sharing, not being our authentic self, not accepting where we are right now as good enough on the other side. That's beautiful. So, where do you notice imbalances in your response to creative challenges? Let me see if there's anything else that wants to come through this card. I also want to say, with regards to imbalances and making the proper adjustments, Spirit has just said, don't feel bad for needing to take a break, please. Don't feel bad for needing a step back, for needing a rest, for needing to walk away from a project for a moment, to catch your breath, to recenter, to recalibrate and rebalance, right? Don't feel bad for that. Own that. That's part of the process. This figure is laying here so that they can soak up the one truth, the golden truth, right? So that they can get perspective on the mindsets that are based on pain and separate those from themselves and actually claim the golden truth, the one that you want to hold on to, the one that will take you towards closer to the version of yourself you wish to be. Okay, so don't feel bad for needing to rest, for needing to meditate, for needing to center, for needing to sage your studio or go for a long walk, or, ignore your friends for a few days so that you can come back to who you are. So don't feel bad about that need. Okuku Garbane says, yes, this touched my heart. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. And dream state visions, really just checking myself when I self-doubt. We are all capable of anything. And yes, rest and rejuvenate when we feel pressure. Yeah. I mean, we're all just doing the best we can. And that capability that we have within us can't manifest if we keep telling ourselves these old tales about what's possible. And Dancing Warrior Goddess says, I now only allow friendships and partnerships in my life that are supportive and loving. That is beautiful. That is a beautiful transition into the next theme. Thank you. Because it is all about relationships. Everybody loves Libra and relationships. But, what we sometimes forget to do, what we sometimes forget to do, and I know this personally, and I acknowledge your lived experience, because relationships can be freaking hard, painful, hurtful, confusing, all kinds. We say that when we are in good, healthy, loving relationships, to give thanks for them, to give thanks for them, to acknowledge that, wow, we must have changed inside, because the mirrors in our lives are maybe now reflecting more love, more support, more compassion, more kindness back to us. And so I really wanted to make a note to remind you all, and remind myself, to acknowledge the support you have around you, and to remember that your vibration, who you are, the energy you're putting out, is starting to come back to you in the form of 3D people in your life. And isn't that wonderful? They're being so much nicer to you. They're so much more supportive for you. Maybe you're really finding yourself surrounded by ones that make you feel good, and you should be proud of yourself for that. Okay, you've done the work. You've done the work energetically. You've been putting in the time and energy to heal and become whole and complete within and of yourself. And those mirrors may be reflecting that back to you. And even if they are not, please know too, even if they are not, and this is your opportunity, this Libra full moon may be showing you very clearly and painfully potently where your relationships are now out of balance because of all the healing you have personally done. Okay. Remember, Chiron is in the mix here with the sun. So Chiron and the sun is what's illuminating the moon. Your soul and its healing are saying, look over there. That's still stuff, there's the result of your energy. Good, bad, indifferent. There it is. What are you going to do about it? So maybe you're in a place where you need to acknowledge and give thanks. Maybe you're in a place where you need to acknowledge and walk away. Only you will know. Dream State Vision says, I'll take this moment to re-acknowledge you, Amanda. Oh, you are so sweet. You have been such a support and rock solid friend. You make me feel seen and held. Reflections of our output of energy. Yes. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for saying that. I love you too. And, I wouldn't be here without you guys. You make this community a beautiful place filled with rainbows and love, because you're all so unique and amazing. And I love to be a part of your creative journeys. Dream state change of those dynamics, because in the moments we cannot see growth, those are amazing moments to congratulate ourselves. Yeah, I think we sometimes forget that as we're kind of moving along. We forget to give ourselves credit. Okay. So looking at those relationships, I want you to start thinking about, and maybe you're journaling, to journal prompt number 2. How are your current relationships supporting your creative endeavors? Or maybe they're not. I don't know. The Libra full moon is asking you to take a look. Just take a look, right? It's an air sign new moon, so it's not asking you to get all into the deep emotions and, feel bad about anything, but just look objectively. Put your relationships with others on a scale, right? Picture this in your mind. There's the scale. You place yourself, you place someone in your life. And then you look, does it feel balanced? Yes, it does. Great. Okay, take them off. You put yourself on the scale. You put someone else in your life on the scale. How's that feel? Maybe a little wonky. Maybe you're doing too much and them not enough. Maybe you've grown a lot and they've not changed. Okay, noted. That's all. Noted. Put that in your journal. Take them off. Put someone else on the scale. Okay. Or it doesn't even have to, again, be a person. You are in relationship to everything. Remember this. Your relationship to food, put that on the scale. You on one side, your diet on the other side. Is it in balance? Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Noted. Take that off. Your relationship to nature, is it in balance? Maybe, maybe not. So you can see how you start to really make the most of this Libra air energy. That's that sensitivity, because you are gifted, all of us, even if you don't have planets in Libra, you have Libra in your astrological chart. We are all made of these 12 archetypes. So you have the ability to sense very sensitively imbalances in your life, and you may be stronger at it in one area than another, depending on your natal chart. But take a look at that. Take a look at your relationships. How are they supporting you? How are they supporting your creativity? How are they supporting your ability to take care of yourself? How are they supporting your spiritual growth? How are they supporting your expansion, maybe financially? Just take note. And I'm going to ask Spirit. Okay. I want to ask Spirit, for those of you who are experiencing imbalances when it comes to relationships, where do we go? How do we support ourselves the most? How can we be of highest support to ourselves if our relationship to something is out of balance? There we go. You always have to ask the right question with tarot. You got to find the right question. I'm thinking of the movie The Labyrinth and like Sarah having to figure out the right way to word a question in order to like get the correct the answer she needed. And arguing with Hoggle. Sorry. I love that movie. All right. Imbalances in relationships. What do we do? Queen of Cups. Okay. Queen of Cups. So let's sit with this. How can we best support ourselves when we sense imbalances in our relationships? Again, there's an objectivity to the Queen of Cups. Depending on how familiar you are with the tarot, you'll notice this is the only Cups card where the cup is closed. The cup is closed. The cup has a lid. The emotions are contained. And she, the Queen, in all her essence of nurturing and compassion, is just gazing at it. Okay. They are also in a very extravagant cup, right? She honors her emotions. They are holy to her. She knows that they hold profound wisdom, that they're not just, oh, you're on your period, you're being emotional. For all the ladies out there. I know you've heard that one before. She knows that emotions hold deep wisdom. They're sacred to her, but they are also something contained. She doesn't let herself get whisked away by them. She objectively and with a compassionate heart looks at them, reviews them, notices them. All right. So when it comes to imbalances in your relationships, I feel like Spirit is asking us, especially with this Libra full moon, to not get swept away in the, oh no, this means I have to break up with so-and-so. I need to, make all these changes to this area of my life's out of balance. Take a big deep breath. Embody the Queen of Cups, calm, noticing. Thank you, emotions, for showing me where there are changes to be made. Thank you for showing me imbalances that will improve my life when they are in balance once again. And to observe rather than react, respond rather than lash out, Okay. But to take them seriously. I feel like Queen of Cups is saying, take it seriously. Don't belittle your own feelings. Don't ignore them either. Don't ignore them. They're there for a reason. You're feeling that way for a reason. So pay attention. So journaling, how are your current relationships supporting or not your creative endeavors? Dream State Vision says, I was destined to catch this live today. Wow, spot on with everything I discussed with my therapist yesterday. You're such a gift to this universe. Yay. That just means, Dream State Visions, you yourself are so in tune and aligned with the energies all around you. And for that, you should be so proud that you have the sensitivity to pick up on the lunar energies and all of that that's swirling around you at all times. But thank you. That's very sweet to say. All right. Creative Learning New York on YouTube says, listening on YouTube, very interesting live. I am a Libra. Yeah. So this energy is going to be pretty potent for you, Libra suns, and also I'm a Libra rising. So I'm feeling it very strongly as well. All right. And again, with regards to the relationships, make sure you're acknowledging, how you've changed energetically and that the relationships you have in your life maybe are more supportive than they've ever been. And you should be very proud of yourself for that. Okay. The third theme that I feel like will be such a beautiful piece for us to incorporate along our creative journeys is the idea of receiving abundance. Yay! I want to do a little dance about this one. Okay. Libra, Venus, all the good stuff, right? The smell of a rose, the way the petal feels against your cheek, the crumbly, hard texture of the bark on an oak tree. Maybe the sensation of a lover's skin against yours. Libra and Venus want you to receive all of that delicious sensation of lived experience. It's one thing to be one with the universe, floating in the ethers, completely whole, and you're in it all. And it's quite another to feel outside of yourself the touch of another being. And that, I believe, that experience, that lived experience, is what our souls really want more than anything in this life. To live it, to feel it, to be there with it, to understand it. Okay. So when we, and I say we, but I really mean in my own experience, have a story and life experiences that we learn to close ourselves off to keep ourselves safe, to not expect much to keep ourselves from disappointment. Do you notice in your creative process, in your journey, where you're at right now, where do you notice that you could stand to be more open to receiving? Where do you notice that your knee-jerk reaction is to, no, don't. I can't. I don't want, I'm afraid these things happening again. But remember what we just talked about and the healing that you've done and how the relationships around you have changed. Do you really need to keep reacting that way? Or Can you start to soften? Can you start to open? Can you start to receive more? Venus is asking you. Venus is asking you to receive. Go back to my notes here. Yeah, I said, how can you stay open to blessings when their appearance in your life is so new to you? I mean, most people, when we talk about it intellectually, we think like, oh yeah, if I have this and this and this, I'd be so happy. And then it shows up in your life and you pull away from it. Your initial reaction is to pull away from it because it is new to you. You're not used to it being safe. You're not used to it being kind. You're not used to it being okay. And not being something you need to fear or worry about. But I feel that a lot of you are in that space now where you can let your guard down just a little bit. You can be open to receiving more. You can trust the people that are in your life because you've done so much work and they're starting to reflect that back to you. Let me just catch up on some comments here. Dream state visions say, what an impactful message. Wowza, feeling every drip of this. You are absolutely just blossoming with spring and so very much in your power right now. I really appreciate that. I'm doing my best. I could be more open to accepting compliments, more open to the idea that financial abundance is possible for me. Thank you for sharing these dream statements. Yes, I would love to hear from others too. Where can you be more open to receive? I deserve the gifts that I've been receiving. I could be more open to trusting in collaborations, knowing I'm worth my half of the work and I'm not going to ruin a collaboration. Yes, I could be I'm messing up my phone here. Could be more open to deeper friendship. Beautiful, beautiful, right? And we're coming at it from a place of non-judgment, right? With this Libra air, we're just noticing. And Dancing Warrior Goddess says, my art and my creativity can be my main and only sources of income. I have been closed to accepting money for my art. I'm opening myself up to receiving loving energy in all forms in exchange for the love. Beautiful. I give through my art. Yeah. I just heard a song in my head. What a wonderful world it could be. I don't know where that came from. But yeah, it could be a wonderful world. It can be a wonderful world if we let it be. Creative Learning says, yes, you help me understand why I may have been unusually sentimental recently. Oh yeah, you got that full moon shining bright in by your sun for sure. Full moons are always going to be full because it's a full illumination of your emotions, which can be both positive and negative. I've had full moons. I mean, we had the Leo full moon back in Aquarius season, and I had to delay it because it brought up so much emotional crap for me that I just couldn't even do the live at the right time once I was like overwhelmed with emotional energy. Whereas this full moon, I'm feeling very positive, the energy feels a lot less lighter. But that's not everybody's experience. Everyone's on their own journey. So no judgment at all for how you're feeling. This, I'm remembering Queen of Cups. Emotions are sacred. She knows this. She pays attention to them. She respects them, but she doesn't let herself become overcome by them. But she pays attention to them. They're no mistake. So let's talk more about receiving, because Venus wants you to receive. Venus wants you to open up. So let's ask Spirit with the cards. For those of us who are maybe feeling challenged by the idea of opening up more to receive, how can we best support ourselves? How can we best support ourselves to open up more to receive? Just one card, please, Spirit. Thank you. How can we best support ourselves? Ooh! The devil came out to play. Very interesting. Okay. Spirit's not messing around. How can you open yourself up more to receive? You got to let this go. This thing that's holding you, chaining you up. That's this thing that you have given so much power to that it's literally, you're allowing it to cut you off from love, abundance, joy, friendship, all of the things that are in infinite supply in the universe. You're allowing to cut yourself off from it because whatever your personal devil is what you give power to, forgetting that you yourself are the most powerful being, more powerful than that devil. So where are you chaining yourself to a half-truth? There he is, standing on a half of a cube, a half-truth. It's not a full truth. It's only part of it, right? It's those three swords. It's not this golden one, okay? So where are you staying loyal and true to the three swords of pain and not the golden sword of truth? And very clearly, too, this devil card is all about codependent relationships. So those of you who this Libra full moon is illuminating imbalances in relationship to other people, this devil card is telling you that relationship may be what's holding you back. You've given it too much power, and it's keeping you from abundance. It's keeping you from joy. It's keeping you from access extent of what's available to you. So pay attention to that. Creative Learning says, since I went on a popular podcast, which resulted in the most clients I've ever had, and this has made me so much more comfy receiving money. Yay! I'm so glad you had an experience that opened you up to receiving. I feel like creatives we are still breaking free from the starving artist paradigm bullcrap that has been told to us to keep us small and afraid of pursuing our dreams and passions and soul's truth fully and completely. So whenever I hear of someone really finally opening up to receiving and not feeling guilty about it or bad about it or like you don't deserve it, but just receiving, let the universe give to you, I get so happy because I feel like there's another little crack in that lie that we've been buying about what's possible for us when we step fully into our creative power. So yeah, again, this Libra full moon, it might be shining a bright light on where you're cutting yourself off from the flow of money, from the flow of receiving financial abundance. I wanted to say bliss because everybody's version of, amount that makes them feel really safe and taken care of financially is different. So don't judge your number. That's your number. And your version of abundance is different from everybody else's, but like, you got to own it. you know. So maybe there's a devil energy that's giving too much power to uh, the opinions of authorities in your life, giving too much power to the opinions of the system, your work, or whatever that says like, well, I have to blank blank. I can't do what I can't open myself up to what I really want to. Okay. So, where is that energy in your life? This is so good. Okay. Ooh, we got some good stuff coming through. Creative Learning says, yes, I used to be fine getting paid from a job, but now many people paying me for dream interpretation, and you are the best. Michael, I love you so much. I am thankful. Yeah. So like when you start to notice that you're sort of opening up in a certain area, really, sit with that and try to see if can you open just a little bit more? Can you get really comfortable with that feeling of being open in that spot? Okay. And trusting more and more and more and more. And I feel you'll see that start to reflect outside of yourself, right? Because we're doing all this inner work, that we're opening ourselves up to receive so that it can start coming back to us, because spirit can shower you with as much blessings as possible. But if the opening in your vessel is like this, barely anything is going to get in. Okay. So we have to widen that opening. We have to, I'm getting visuals of giving birth and the dilation of, the woman's a vagina to allow the child to come through. Like, you cannot birth the new life if you are closed so tight. Nothing can get out. Nothing can get in. You have to open. You have to relax. You have to allow yourself to receive love, joy, abundance. You are worthy. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Dancing Warrior Goddess. I'm on day 2. No nicotine, and feel the joy and expansion already. And yeah, dream state visions. I understand this wholeheartedly. That's so beautiful. I hope you two can connect on that too. Yeah. Again, devil also, this energy can also be addictions and things like that. Things that they have too much power in our lives. And you can be addicted to anything. So anywhere you feel like just has too much power, you feel like it's running the show instead of you. We're ready to let those things go. Okay. Let's talk about this creativity prompt. We're not going to actually do it right now, but it's worth discussion. And if you do decide to create something, I would love for you to share it with the community, tag Awakened Creators in it, and I will post it up in the stories. But I want you to sit with this idea of receiving more love. And what would receiving more love in your creative process look like? What would receiving more love in your creative process look like? Would it look like being kinder to yourself? We've already discussed maybe receiving financial abundance through our art, through our creative expression, through our soul's gifts. What would receiving more love in your creative process look like? Would it look like letting go of unsupportive relationships and allowing in those who really truly believe in what you're doing and will support you to the ends of the earth? So can you write about this? Can you draw about it? Can you paint about it? Can you sing about it? Can you dance about it? Can you get inspired by nature and take a picture of it? Can you express it in the way that you dress? However you feel called to express your experience, your lived experience. I would love for you to use this prompt and explore this a little bit more deeply. And don't forget to tag Awakened Creators because I really want to see it. I won't see it, and if you don't, I hardly get to see my family's posts on Facebook. I don't know how they do the algorithm thing, but like my partner will be like, "Oh, did you see my post thing?" I'm like, "No, I don't see people's things. I don't know. I get on there and it shows me like one one thing, and then it's just ads." Okay. Okay, I felt tempted to look at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to share this last message and then we'll close out. But I wanted to look. And what's at the bottom of it is an upside down 8 of Wands. And so after all of this, and in particular with this devil energy, I feel once you release that, once you let yourself go, this energy that wants to come in, remember, didn't I just say spirits want to pour it in? But if you're closed like this is the pouring in, okay? You're going to, oh my God, I did not make this up. There's Libra. There's justice right there. Look. Open up and zoom. All this energy is going to start flowing towards you, rushing towards you. Don't get overwhelmed. I know it can be overwhelming to receive all that love and all that abundance and all that joy. It's just because it's new. That's all. But your soul knows this feeling. Your soul knows what it is to be surrounded by love and support. That's its nature. That's where it comes from. That's its native land. Okay? It's just new to your human self. So open yourself up. Bam. Everything gets rebalanced, recalibrated. The universe will help you do this. It will help you restore balance. I mean, it usually is always helping us. It's just that we are resisting it. We're resisting it. We don't want to let go of our devils sometimes, right? Okay, so what's coming up next? I have a couple of announcements. If you have seen on the Instagram page, the project Elements of Humanity that we are doing with House of Renebes is in full swing. We have 21 amazing creators participating, and they are all like, we have people who embroider, we have poets, we have dancers, we have photographers, we have collage artists, we have painters. I saw today someone creating art using mascara on glass, like blowing my mind. The ingenuity and innovation and creative passion that these people have. And I cannot wait to share what gets created through this group with you all. So please watch stories, watch the posts. If you haven't hit that bell to make sure that you get to see Awakened Creators posts, because we're going to start sharing the things that they're creating for each of the 3 elements, mind, body, and soul. And 2, we're going to start introducing you all to the artists. So if you really resonate with someone, follow them. You know how valuable that support is for creators, because you are one. So give them a follow, give them a comment, give them a like, go to their page, see what they've created. Tell them, you love it. If you love it, I mean, obviously be authentic and genuine, but like if something really resonates with you, share it with them and let them feel the love of this community, because that's what Awakened Creators is all about. We are creative for a reason. We are sharing that love with ourselves. We are sharing that love with others. So make sure that they can feel that real strongly from this community. Make me proud. Make mama proud. And then the other thing I want to mention, dun, 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 in like 2 weeks, new moon in Aries, again, this time, a solar eclipse. Okay. The new moon in Aries that we shared a couple weeks ago was at 0 degrees. This new moon in Aries, solar eclipse, is at 29 degrees, the very beginning and the very end. And what is Aries? The I am. This eclipse is going to be extremely powerful. And again, from that new moon in March, you may have been making little adjustments, little tweaks, finally letting go of some things, especially the last bits of it being illuminated by this full moon. Let that shit go. Open yourself up fully to receive. Step fully into your I am presence. Allow yourself to become that creator that you are. And this new moon solar eclipse, kabam. We're going to sever the ties. We're going to cut the cords. We're going to launch ourselves into this new life. Free, clear, clean slate. Allow it all to be let go, left behind, and move forward. Because you deserve it. You deserve a life of love, of peace, prosperity, abundance, doing what you love, being surrounded by people that you love. It is not a pipe dream. You are creating it every single moment through your vibration and through all the inner work that you are doing. So don't you dare let anyone tell you you cannot be an artist, you cannot make a living doing what you love. Let all that shit go. Let all those devils go. They're half truths. The whole truth is that you are a powerful creator and you can absolutely manifest the reality that you desire. So pay attention to what's been coming up because you're about to break free. I want to break free. That song. That's all of us. Okay. So please join me next time for that new moon in Aries solar eclipse. We're going to get powerful. We are going to use our I ams powerfully. We are going to affirm for each other our intentions for our new life, not just the new year like we did last time, for our whole new life. And we are going to make it happen because we're stronger together. So join me. Don't miss it. Make sure your bells and notifications are all turned on. And I will see you next time. I love you. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being devoted to your art, to your heart, to you. I know it's not easy, but you're doing it. And you're amazing. Namaste. Love you guys. I'll see you later.